Paddy Pimblett has just made his intentions crystal clear, and Ilia Topuria is right in the crosshairs. After weeks of speculation around Ilia's absence and the chaos surrounding the division, Paddy has openly said that when Ilia comes back, he wants that fight. Not later, not eventually. He wants him immediately.
Anybody get under your skin? Does anybody get under your skin? Somebody that knows to say something that triggers. I see your face is saying something though.
I think the only person is my wife. She's the only person.
Not gonna say I have a ton of confidence in this, but if it comes true, it'd be a cool prediction to have, and that is Ilia comes back. But the bolder prediction is he loses. He comes back too soon, still dealing with all this bullshit, and ends up losing because he's not in the right headspace. But I think Ilia's a smart guy. That's why I'm, kind of on the fence about this prediction a little bit, right? I'm not saying I really believe his prediction or anything. But man, fighters don't like not fighting. They don't like sitting on the sidelines. I can speak from my own experience. Every time I got injured and someone wants to watch a UFC card, it's hard to watch. You can't sit there and watch it. You want to be the guy in there. You want to be the one that people are watching. And I think he's going to have that. He's healthy. He's not, it's obviously he's dealing with some pretty heavy shit, but he's healthy. He wants to come back and compete and fight. And I think he'll end up breaking to that, and he'll end up coming back. But it's not going to be a good time, and he's going to be dealing with shit. And, that's kind of two bold predictions, to be honest. So
I don't train MMA at all. I do boxing classes, wrestling classes, because when the training camp comes, I try to mix it up and polish everything that I have been able to learn, everything that worked for me in wrestling and boxing. I want to develop all the time my knowledge. I want to get better all the time. And I can get better if I only go and train MMA. I need to learn new techniques like in BJJ. You never end up learning. One thing is what you know, and the other is what you do with what you know.
Who do you think should be next for Ilia?
Who should be next for Ilia? 55 has always been so cloudy at the top. Maybe Gaethje. I think him going to 170 to fight Islam, if Islam wins, is a stretch. Islam's big, man. I've never seen Ilia in person, but he seems smaller. I know obviously he can knock anyone out. I do think if they fight, Ilia can knock anybody out from 45 to 170. He has the skills, the power, the technique, and but we've just never seen him in there with somebody that big and somebody with that caliber of wrestling. But I think he should defend the 55 title a few times before that's talked about. We'll see.
Something happened with you and Paddy, or
yeah,
something happened with you guys, right? Yeah. What was that all about? I saw the video.
He said some stupid shit about Georgia, about my country. He said something like, "Now I understand why Russia is throwing bombs to Georgia." And like, bro, you never live in a situation where your country had a war. I lived there in 2008. Don't joke with that. He said that on Twitter.
And then you went and you guys were at the same event and you ran into each other?
I saw him and I went after him like boom.
And it wasn't promotion.
Belt Ilia walked away from suddenly makes the entire lightweight picture snap into focus. Everything now hinges on one fight. If Paddy Pimblett can get past Justin Gaethje, something many still doubt, the UFC could be staring at a perfect storm. A returning Ilia Topuria, coming off personal turmoil, stepping straight into a title fight against the loudest, most polarizing star in the division. Stylistically, this fight is a powder keg for both men. Paddy brings chaos, pressure, and non-stop volume. He thrives in scrambles, forces opponents into uncomfortable positions, and feeds off momentum like few fighters in the division ever can.
I want that blonde, that Paddy.
People mention me to stay relevant, lad, so I don't care.
I was walking in the hotel and I saw him. I threw the bottle to his face. I gave him my proper right hand.
Speak English for the people.
Shut up. You're in English, you get the in Espanol.
You little ass. Go and sit back down.
He's not ranked. He has just a one fight in the UFC. He's nobody. But I want to fight.
We use as my fame, my publicity
and tries to feed off it because no one cares about his life.
For sure, he needs to win one more fight. If he wins the fight, he can fight for the title. I will give him the opportunity to fight for the title because we have a history behind, so it's going to be a massive fight.
Fucking massive.
You're a little
Shut up. If not, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to crash your face right here.
He's not clean. He's not pretty. But he's relentless. And when he smells blood, he never slows down. Ilia, on the other hand, is ice cold. Elite boxing, brutal timing, surgical precision. He doesn't waste movement, doesn't chase recklessly. And when he commits, it's with lethal intent. He breaks opponents down methodically. And when an opening appears, he finishes. That stark contrast is exactly why the MMA world is divided. Some believe Paddy's pressure and unpredictability could overwhelm Ilia early, forcing him into uncomfortable grappling scrambles and chaotic exchanges where anything can happen.
Ilia Topuria versus Paddy is one of the truest grudges that we have in our sport right now. Some of you might not have known about it, and the rest of you might have forgot about it. But that B-roll and footage exists every bit as much as Masvidal and Leon exist. Ilia and Paddy exist. But how do we get there? One thing that Paddy said about his career, he said, fight Gaethje and then I'll go deal with Charles. But he had a different idea if Ilia won. If Ilia wins and that's the big grudge match, move Gaethje out of the side, he's ready for the title right now.
Paddy Pimblett did come in the cage tonight. There's Arman Tsarukyan, there's Justin Gaethje. Is that the fight that you want more than anything else?
Yes, that's the fight that I want. With Charles, I had a little bit difficult situation because I really like the guy. He's an amazing human being. But at the end, I was like, this is competition. I have to do my job. But with Paddy, I'm really going to enjoy kicking his ass.
Just vacate that and let the division crack on.
Interim's a genuine title. The people who say it's not a genuine title have never won a title in their life.
Yeah, people keep saying, oh, you're probably going to end up like Tom when you win it, it'll get upgraded. And why would that happen though? Because people are saying Ilia's not going to be back for at least a year. I don't know, lad. I want to show everyone that I can beat him, but at the same time, if I have me waiting, like Tom was waiting for John, then no. Just vacate, lad, and let the division crack on.
I think it should be Paddy and Ilia. I think that's the biggest fight in MMA.
Is that Ilia was walking away from the UFC Championship belt, thus elevating Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett to undisputed title. Now, once I dug into this, I can't quite recall why I thought it in the first place. I mean, once I dug into it, there was nothing in the article that said that Paddy and Justin was going to be undisputed, or that the UFC was accepting, or that Ilia was surrendering a belt back. And I was talking with Daniel Cormier. Daniel's always got the inside scoop. It's like, hey Daniel, you just got back from calling this event. What is going on there? Is Justin and Paddy moved up? And Daniel said no. He said that essentially in all of these articles and all of these news waves that have now just come out on Ilia Topuria, it's repackaging what we already knew. It was Ilia coming in front of this thing and saying, hey, I'm dealing with some big stresses in my personal life, and one of the great concerns that I have is that there's going to be a claim made against me for domestic violence, and I'm sitting here and I'm just waiting for this shoe to drop. And until it does, and until I can deal with that, try to work my own personal things back into order, I won't be competing. Now, I think a lot of you are going to hear what I just said and go, hey, Chael, you're 2 weeks late on the story. No, that is the story. The story is that this made headlines for something that we were already told a couple of weeks ago, and there is no escalation from that, meaning Ilia Topuria is not vanquishing or having stripped from him the title.
Others believe Ilia would methodically pick Paddy apart, exploit defensive gaps, and shut the chaos down before it even begins. And that debate has only grown louder because of the timing. Ilia stepping away wasn't about fear or dodging anyone. It was about real-life priorities. But the longer he's been gone, the louder the division has become, and Paddy has had no problem filling that silence with noise, confidence, and non-stop call-outs.